All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market today. Today's the 15th Thursday. I've put the Astro hours here, as you can see. There are a few more gold specific ones. Yesterday, this was a gold specific. If you recall, I added into the members area, okay, in the morning at 11:17 UTC +3. In addition to the above, I also added gold and SP 500 specific hours, as you can see here, right? So if you took note of that, if you're trading gold and if you took note of it, that would have been fine, because you can see that hour was where the weekly pivot was, and from there it just came down right into the target, as we talked about. And I said we should be breaking down, and I said Tuesday was a swing day. So that Tuesday bounced right off that PST level I gave, remember? And then it just came down, and then the weekly pivot was a good opportunity for the gold, and that was a gold specific Astro hour pushing down. Now where should we be coming down to? Now this was a target for yesterday. As you can see, the markets heading down. Our first Astro hour is here today. So on any push up into an Astro hour, you want to be selling down still, okay? Because you want to keep in mind the next swing days as well. So look at your swing days for gold, and that should continue in that direction. Okay, so what do we have? I said we should come down into this zone here, and that's what the market is doing. So 31 and 30 are going to be the targets down there, as you can see, and they are pretty much 1911, 1906, 1901. So 1911, let me just come down to here. Okay, 1911, 1906, 1901. So this is the zone that we should be heading towards. All right, so that's that. No dramas. On the weekly, as you know, we had this target down here, which is your 1904 from your HCL1. So if I just put a 1904 right in the middle here, that's going to be your weekly, and this zone is where we're heading. All right, so if you sold off on Monday and you sold again yesterday, you should be all right. You can follow these through. All right, just follow them through. On any up move into the Astro hours, you can sell it down, and that's fine. I will put some gold specific hours as well, okay, and also for SP 500 today as well. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, that was an Astro hour yesterday. That was a price target, so you see how beautifully that worked. Market goes right into the PSD level. It's an Astro hour, sell it off, okay? And that was a beautiful trade there. And remember, we talked about this level here, and I said also yesterday on the pullback, you should go long, okay, because that was a good buy kiss level, remember? And we said we'd get into there as well. So market goes nicely into this little bar here, right in there, as you can see. Okay, and they sell off at the Astro hour. We can now get rid of this. We can keep that there for the moment. Okay, and we can get rid of that, and that's beautiful. So what should we come back to? To 52 at least, which is 1.0792, and 1.0792 is right there. So this is the first, whoops, 1.0792 is there. All right, so we should drop back right in there, okay? And that's fine. What else have I got on the weekly? Let's check it out. Oh, look, pretty much on the PST there. It's nice to see matching the daily as well. It's just a matter of following things up at the Astro hours, guys. Seriously, that's just all it is. So once you put your Astro hours in here as well, if there's any pullback, you can sell off again. Okay, the market should come back up to retest. Okay, if it does so, you can sell off because there's a gap here and there might be a slight gap here. So the market, be careful here. The market might want to sweep this. Okay, this is a sweep level. All right, goes slightly higher and then push down. Okay, and that should take you around here. So be mindful. Okay, don't disregard these things. On the daily, we've got 56 as well here, 1.0817. So we can keep that on the radar, which is the daily pivot there, but it should go above at least into there. Okay, hasn't broken that swing, so you have to be careful. So we should go above this and then sell off again. All right, and is there a weakly spot there? Not particularly, but that's just how it is at the moment. All right. If you want to buy, okay, if you want to buy, as you can see, this is what the market did yesterday, that last manipulation, and it's just retesting that, okay, and now is an astro hour at what did I say, 8:40. All right, 8:40 is here. Okay, this is 8:45. So 8:40 is going to be in this 8:30 bar because it's a 15-minute chart. So from this zone going up, you need to cover the trade. It'll be like, it'd be a quick trade for you, going up into there and slightly over again. So you could follow that trade, going into at least into this zone here, because it needs to come into here. Okay, so if it does come up here, there's an option to sell. You can also sell from the highs of yesterday as well if it gets up there at astro hours. But here, obviously, no selling from here. It should pick up a little bit with this astro hour going towards the daily pivot and higher as well, closing this gap. US 30. Now, this was the level yesterday. Now, remember, I made a comment yesterday. I said the 850 is weak, and this is your 850. Look, it's 845 there, so it's a 15-minute chart. I said this is weak, so no swings around here, and it just broke down, just completely broke down. Came all the way into our target zone right there, and then picked up, as you can see. So if you mark that zone in as well, you would have taken profit. And I said also you could sell from here. In the morning video, I said, guys, you can sell in this zone at astro hours. It gave you one chance, it gave you a second chance, and then it fell into the astro hour, seeing how nicely it picked up from here, going up into New York, and then bang, coming back down again. So that's that. Now with today, let's take a look, because it's a new day. I want to check the daily. It's a good push down, obviously, and would like to see this going down again. So a little bit of an up move in order to sell is also okay. Okay. Now remember, I said from Monday, I said we're looking to sell from the highs. Okay. And remember, it was a swing day for Dow Jones on Wednesday, right? For Nasdaq and SP 500, it was Tuesday. For this, it was Wednesday. So the market on Wednesday had a big flop. Okay, if you look at Nasdaq and SP 500, it wasn't like a big flop like this, but for Dow Jones, it really was. So it's just like, really like a good swing day. So let's take a look at what to do here. We still got room to come down, and on the weekly as well, we bounced off that level. So going down looks like a good option, and we should come back at least into this zone again and further down into this zone. So I'm still expecting the market to come down into this zone here. Okay. Before we get into there, we could also come down here as well. We could just put that there as well, and that's fine too. All right. So coming back into this zone, I think, is the way to go. So selling from the highs to push down is what we can do. At astro hours, if you want to sell, then what you got to look out for is, first of all, this zone here. Okay. Why? Because see how this zone was weak yesterday, and that's where the last manipulation happened before that big push down, and that big push down pretty much came all the way back down here. Okay, closing below these. All right. Now the market going up is logical. Where can we get down to? There are two locations where we can get to. One is here, but you have to be mindful and take this into consideration there. All right, so this is how high that could be because of the gap. All right, so it could just push up. So this zone is not a bad place to sell. On top of that, if you take a look at the daily, this is going to be too far out. On the weekly, we already done it. On the monthly, we already done it. So any push up into an intraday position there, or even around the daily pivot in the New York session is also a good idea. Okay, that from there you can kind of sell off in the New York session. Okay, until the New York session, things aren't really looking very great. Maybe we'll just have a few moves coming in around lunchtime, but I'll give those SP 500 specific hours as well. Okay, and yesterday also, remember, we marked in this place. I said the market should kind of close the gap, and that's exactly what it did. All right, so closing the gap nice and easy, and then selling off. So same kind of thing. If we go up, we want to keep selling down. Let's take a look at SP 500, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. Now here's SP 500, and this is what happened yesterday. That was the 430 that kind of like moved up. This was during the time when I was doing the video. I think it was 8. Yeah, this was the time when I was doing the video, so not much to talk about. But that 430, as you can see, went up in there, and I said this was weak, and then it just flunked down, coming exactly at the targets I noted down here. Okay, so now on the daily, let's see what happened. So like I said, here around here, we're looking to sell at the highs, and one thing that we let's just do this. Let's make this tight a little bit. I talked about this before. There's a bit of a gap here. So this zone is a sell zone, and this is our Mercury line there. Okay, that's our Mercury trend line, as you can see, nice and easy. So the market selling off close to that line, okay, or close to this line is logical. All right, so we're looking for sales basically. It doesn't have to be right on the line, but you know, it's usually pretty close. As you can see here, this Mercury line is not drawn with respect to any point. It's just in space like these, you see. They're just in space. So we should later on come into this zone here. So what we want to do is obviously look for sale options, and that could just still be careful. We could still be going up. We've got new moon coming up on the weekend as well, so that we could sell off from those zones. All right, so you've got to be a bit careful and not rush in, rushing into these things. All right, so that's basically it. So what you can do is this. If the market goes above the high, you can sell, and closes above the high, leave it alone, and you're going to have to sit tight and wait. Okay, so this is because it's looking a bit tricky. Okay, because this could go, like I said, all the way in there. That's 4433. 4433 is right there. Well, it's right on the dot. So that could actually be a target. Now, if that's a target, Dow Jones could always be going up as well, because they're going to go in parallel. So be smart. Make sure if you're trading the Dow, just make sure you got this in consideration as well, because the SP 500 will want to, close gaps. All right. So buying may not be a bad idea if it pops its head down, but where's it going to pop down to? And that could be that 70 and the 69 zone, which is going to be around 43, 51, 54. Which is here. That's your 51. And that's your 43, 54. So once again, if the market comes down here, it's already done it yesterday, but this is for today, okay? If it comes down again into an astro hour, going up may not be a bad idea at all, okay? And follow it there and then sell it off from there. And that would be like unique, okay? Because it'll also be pretty much on our Mercury line as well. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ with this one as well, remember, we're looking for sales from the tops there, okay, from the highs, which is fine. I can now get rid of this. Now, yesterday, if you take a look at NASDAQ is like it's on steroids, as you know. Now, remember, I had these lines as well, these planetary lines yesterday. That was an astro hour, okay? Let's take a look at this, right? This was 4:15, okay, 4:15, and that was 4:30, right? At 4:30, came down, went up, comes back down again, and that's 8:45. If you recall, we had 8:50, okay? And I said this is a weak zone. Let me just make this a little bigger. And then the market crashed right down. Where did it crash into? I don't expect you to draw these lines as well, but just as a curiosity or as an interesting point here, you can see it came right onto the Venus line. This is the Venus line that I drew, okay? So the Venus line, and then it just picked up. So we still got a bit of room to go up there, as you can see, which is logical now with the SP 500 as well. So what's that going to give us? Well, let's take a look. First of all, got 79.81, 79.81, and 82 is what we're going to be looking at. So from 15.090 to 15.210. 15.090. All right, so got 15,090. And then 210, but this 81 is 210. There was another level. Where is that? 79.81, 15.282, 15.210. All right, 15.210. And 282. All right, so those are the options. So if we end up somewhere here, you can sell. This is the Mercury line, as you can see. So if we end up along this line here, this is also squaring out, okay? And then on the daily, let's take a look. This zone, like I said, should be a sell zone for us because this is where they sold heavy. So it's either going to be there or on that line there. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, I said we've got room to come down. So if you sold off, that would have been also okay. Whoops, not that one. This one. Those were the astro hours yesterday, and you can see it was just like big flip down. And that was weak. Everything just crashed there. Okay. So I did note these targets before. So it looks like we're slowly getting there, as you can see. All right. So there's no getting out of it. The market should come back down. Okay, and this is our Venus line. So seeing the Venus line there is also good. We should come there, but I'm thinking we're probably going to go beyond that. Okay, and come back lower into these levels. So on any push up, you can sell. If you want to do intraday trading, I wouldn't until it got into here, and I wouldn't trust this level too much either because of the huge gap.